Yeah, and then my husband broke his leg right after my son was born. And then I'm working through COVID, taking care of him and the newborn, and I was like, I don't even know where I'm at.
You had a newborn, and then you had a husband who broke his leg, and so he basically couldn't get up to like do anything, right?
No, I'd put the bassinet by him, put the kid in it, all the diapers, some snacks, some food, and I'd be like, I'll be back in a couple hours.
Wait, he could pick the baby up though, and like I guess So
he just didn't leave the couch because his leg was all so he could hobble to the bathroom, but that's about it.
That's awesome. Holy moly! So he had the bassinet by him, so he could change the diaper, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I just come home and I'd clean up the dirty diapers, put everything away, get back to home life and writing offers.
That is so awesome. You made it work. He made it. He's a trooper.
He had to be. He's the one who broke his leg.
He didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Raise Your Connection. This is, I don't know what episode it'll be because I'm kind of going out of order with getting them filmed and then getting them edited. So we'll just say welcome back to the latest episode.
Okay.
I have with me today Ashley Flapper. Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Oh,
no, here we go.
Microphone. There we go. Yeah, see, I don't think I had a hat on the last few episodes. At least when I had a hat on last time, I had it backwards. So it's I got to pay attention to this now. So anyway, thank you for coming on. It is a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. You're one of the first peeps I met when I moved up here. They like in the networking groups and everything, and you've always been really cool. So
well, thank you.
Yeah. It's cool to have you on here. So Ashley is a real estate agent. And also do I say fitness instructor?
Yeah, that's what my title is.
That's your title, fitness instructor?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Man, you're making me feel old. I did fitness back in the day. You know what? I did both. I did fitness and I did real estate, but not at the same time.
Why?
Well, I didn't. I didn't know what I was doing back then.
No, most real estate agents aren't big on working out.
Yeah?
No, they don't. They get up and they get to the grind and then they forget about that part.
Okay. So which one did you get into first?
I've been working out since I was like 6 years old. So I maybe took 2 years off in my teenage years, where you're partying too hard. And then I got right back in it and.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Not at this level, but
but you've been active, right? Mm-hmm. I can kind of relate to that because I played sports growing up. Yeah. And my dad got me into like weights when I was little.
Yeah.
So
same.
That's what happened? You got into weights?
Yep. He took me to the gym after swim practice, and then I kept going to the gym with him after that.
That is so cool. Did you ever compete or anything?
For weightlifting?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like,
no. My dad wishes, I'm sure.
Or like, the fitness competitions where you
flex and stuff? I still like food.
Oh, well,
I'm not disciplined enough in the food department.
That's my weakness too. That's totally my weakness. Yeah. Okay, so I just heard you say that you did swim practice. So you were swimming at what age?
So I started at like 5 years old.
5 years old?
Yeah, I start you in lessons, and then it builds into a team sport, and then you start competing when you're 8 or 9. That's the first age bracket, I believe, if I remember right.
And you did that for a long time, or
11 years?
11 years swimming.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you're like you're a pro, basically.
I can float pretty good.
Yeah. Well, all right. So okay, here we go. The stereotype for me, the stereotype for Black people, right? We can't swim. It's half true for me. So I can jump in the pool. I can swim laps. I'll do that. Like swim laps all day. I love that. Okay. But I can't tread water. I can't float. I don't know how. It's weird.
Well, there's a small percentage of people who can't float, even though they can swim.
Really?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm not alone.
No, it's a thing.
What is that? Do you know?
It's something about your body makeup and your composition that doesn't allow you to float like the rest of the population. I'll say the people. But.
Man, of course I would be some weirdo like that.
Well, your specialty, that's all it is.
So we can't even learn how to float. It's just,
no, I actually dated a guy and I thought he was making it up.
Yeah.
And he the same thing. He could swim real good. And then he told me about it. And then I looked it up and I'm like, it is a thing.
Holy moly. Well, now I don't feel so bad.
No.
Man, but yeah, like I said, I can swim. It's like I don't have a problem if I fall in the water or anything. I can, I can make it to shore, whatever I need to do.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so you were in competitions in swimming. So you did it in high school. Did you do college?
No, when you swim, I feel like when you swim that long, you go into your meets every weekend, and your ultimate goal is to make the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't swim with the high school practice team. We still went to our practices, and we would compete for them for our high school.
Yeah.
But that was it.
That was it.
Once it got really hard, I missed. So I made my Olympic time, but then they upped the age bracket because of a previous Olympian. They didn't like it how she won her gold medal at such a young age. So then I was like, I don't want to do this for another 4 years. It's exhausting. Because it felt like your goal was so close, and they're like, sorry, just kidding.
And they pushed the goalpost on you. Yeah. Man.
So then I became a silly teenager and got out of it.
You got out of it? Mm-hmm. Man. So, okay. So, all right. So if it had been based on what you were training for, you would have went ahead and done it. Mm-hmm. So I guess, what do they say? Qualified?
Yeah. Qualify.
Okay, so you qualified to be in the Olympics.
Yes.
So you were going to go.
Yeah, my time was there. I was ready to go.
Holy moly.
All I had to go was go to the qualifying meet.
Yeah.
But my time was there because you have to qualify for the qualifier.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, so I'm sitting right next to a real live Olympian. There we go. That's awesome. Thanks.
I went to juniors.
Still, it's Junior Olympics.
Yeah.
Potato.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's pretty neat when you at that pool in the coastline of California and you're just racing for your life.
Man, I bet that is so, one, exhilarating, but like nerve-wracking, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you get probably super nervous, but the adrenaline rush, I bet, is amazing.
Yeah, you shake when you're on the block. When you're at that age, you're still young. You don't know how to control it.
Man, did you ever see? Okay, I tend to go off on tangents. I'm sorry.
Go for it. No, I love it.
There's this. Whenever I think about the swimming, how that works, the swim racing. You ever seen that movie? Oh my God, what was the name of that movie? It had Denzel Washington and Dakota Fanning. You know those two actors?
Yeah.
And she was the little girl. They lived in Mexico, and she was in like a wealthy family. Denzel Washington, he was this ex-military dude, and they hired him as a bodyguard. And she was competing in swimming, and he didn't really like anybody. You know, he was like kind of a jerk.
Not Denzel,
right? And she warmed up. She got him to like open up, and they became like best friends, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And she got kidnapped eventually. But they bonded through her competing in swimming.
Yeah.
Like he helped her like get good at it. And oh man, somebody tell me what the name of that is.
I don't know. I don't know the name of it. Those are the best people though. I mean, my coach was an ex-Navy SEAL, so.
Really?
That's why a lot of his team was really good.
Okay, so he knew all the tricks of the trade and stuff.
Oh, it was just you don't get to quit unless you're puking. That was the trick of the trade. You work that hard, you'll be fine.
Did he ever make you puke?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh man, I hated that. When, like running laps for like football, I think I puked a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. But,
no.
But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it gets you ready for life though.
You know what it does. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So okay, so you did swimming. You're an Olympic. Oh yeah. So let me ask you this: is what's his name? Barry Phelps? No, not Barry Phelps. Barry Phelps is. You know what? Barry Phelps. You went to school with me, and I just shouted you out. Barry, I love you and miss you. Holler at me. Michael Phelps.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, he is he like the greatest swimmer ever? Pretty much.
In a swimmer's opinion, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Everybody has their own opinion of their favorite person.
But is he the most decorated?
Yes, he's still the most decorated.
So technically he's the greatest, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to
he's still the GOAT.
He's still the GOAT?
Yeah.
Who's going to beat him? Who's going to top him?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah. Well, Okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna pivot back. You said you got into fitness or weights a little bit after you got into swimming, right?
Yeah, about the same time because you got to cross train so you stay strong enough.
Okay. And so your dad got you into that.
Yes.
And so he took you under his wing and like.
He was my real life Arnold Schwarzenegger growing up. He really was. He looked just like him. He was massive.
Really? He was like bodybuilder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we actually had an Arnold Schwarzenegger poster in my room when I was growing up because it was like, you need to be strong.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
Everybody else had dolls and things. I had Arnold.
We're going to pump you up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you like that movie? Let me guess. You like the movie Pumping Iron? Did you ever see that?
God, it's been forever. I don't even.
It's a funny movie to me. It's just him around all his bodybuilder buddies when he's like training for like, I think he's going for his 6th Mr. Olympia competition. And he's just, you see how he's just a goofball, but he works hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he actually worked out. When I grew up in Vegas, there's a gym called Eiferman's. And it was the epitome of a bodybuilder gym. It smelled like it. The weights looked like they were all, everything was metal. Yeah. I mean, they still had the fat shakers back in the day. You know?
Oh, really?
Yes.
When you stood on the machine and it like.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, man. So that, I mean, you can imagine, think about the smell, the bodybuilders. They were all in there. And that's kind of how, that's what I grew up working out with. And I was like, God, they're huge.
And so now, contrast that with where you're an instructor now. It's like completely different environment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I train for more strength and longevity for everyday living. That's the style I teach for what I coach. And then you're not old because my oldest member is 73. She's amazing.
Hey, I never said I was old.
You said earlier.
You're making me feel old. I did fitness back in the day. I did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm feeling old.
I must have said that behind the scenes. I'm not old.
But yeah, she's 73 and it ranges down to my youngest little girl. I think she's 14.
Nice.
Dad's getting her ready for her soccer career. So she comes and sees me every Saturday.
And so you guys do you do like different, I don't know, do you do like cross training or what is it, CrossFit or you do any weights? You do the spin?
I teach a format called Body Pump for the most part. Okay. That's my main one. Mm-hmm. And it's high rep, low weight lifting for 1 hour for every body part.
Oh, I already can feel the burn. That sounds intense.
It is, but it's all choreographed. I make really bad jokes.
Yeah.
So that you don't think about how much pain you're in.
I was going to say, it sounds painful because you're constantly moving. And I already know that that's a nightmare. Oh, my God. And you're telling me some 73-year-old lady's killing it. And I'm going to go in there and probably throw up if I do it.
Oh, you might.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure.
No. The guys that come the first time go too heavy.
Yeah.
And then I never see them again unless I can convince them you don't have to be that guy today.
Right. That reminds me of back when I was a personal trainer and that would happen. You'd have guys come in and it's like, I want to put on muscle. And I'm like, yeah, dude, let's do it. And you teach them, all right, we're going to do the basics. We're going to do squats, bench press, deadlifts. And they do like their first week of that. And after that week, they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, I guess it wasn't for you then. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to want to work through the hard part.
I know.
Because that's the hard part is getting through those first few weeks.
That's right.
You know.
I've been slacking myself for the past, I'd say probably since Christmas. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, people. Christmas got me. And
it gets a lot of people. I just seen a commercial on it. I'm like, what? Why? Why are we promoting this?
And because I would say leading up to that, I had probably for the past 6 months previous to Christmas, I was on the ball. And, I was lifting weights, jogging. And I don't like jogging, but I got kind of addicted to it,
Yeah, runner high.
Yeah. And then Christmas comes around and
You're not alone.
Yeah. I try. I'm erratic now. So you're probably going to inspire me to get back on the train now.
There you go.
Yeah. So, all right. So you do body pump, and then we got to pivot to real estate.
Oh, yeah.
Good old real estate. So when did you get into real estate? Or how long have you been into it?
This September will be 6 years.
6 years.
It flew by.
It did fly by?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's been so many changes in 6 years. You're just like, I don't even know what happened.
So 6 years ago was, 2018? somewhere, no, 2019?
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So right there before COVID hit, and you made it through, like starting out basically maybe like a year before COVID?
Yeah, I want to say it was I have to remember, I had my son in 2020 and I was just pregnant with him. So yeah, right into COVID is when I got started.
So he's a COVID baby is what they call him, right?
I didn't have him because I was at home, you know.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It was pre-COVID baby.
Yeah, I don't want him to be a COVID baby.
All right. So you got into real estate. You had your pretty much your first year, and then COVID hit. Did it impact you in a major way, or did you kind of just keep your head down and?
I just I'm one of them people like, yeah, there's all these restrictions, but let's just keep moving. There's a way to work, people. Let's work. Let's go see the houses. Let's go make it happen. And I'll tell you what, Nest, Ring doorbells or whatever, they made their money during COVID.
Oh yeah, I bet they did.
That's literally how they busted us walking in without a mask, if anybody ever did. I saw more Ring doorbells go up to see if we had a mask on than for security.
They really were just doing it just to
and we
rat on people.
And we had a 3-person limit. You could only bring 3 people in the house. So parents were waiting in the car with their kids, and we'd swap. But I knew that camera was watching me, and they were on the other end watching it on their phone.
Holy moly.
So the families that had big families during the time never got to see the house all at once.
That's crazy. I didn't think about that aspect of it.
Yeah, it was just goofy.
That sounds goofy. And so it was the families who had the homes on the market that were monitoring it. And
yeah, because you know how everybody is when they got their cameras, like, oh, it's just, well, who's at my house?
Yeah.
It's usually Amazon.
And so did you ever encounter a situation where one of them said that, oh my God, you were in there without a mask, or maybe you knew somebody that it happened to? Like, did it blow up, or? I
usually knew the people that it happened to. I'm big on prepping my clients for an uncomfortable situation so that they're not uncomfortable.
Right.
So I call them ahead of time, like, hey, on our tour today, this is what we're going to deal with. This is what we have to do for protocol, so we can make it through and not get in trouble. I don't want to fine, and I don't want you not to be able to buy the house.
Oh, so they would fine you?
They would try.
Oh my God. Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, or you couldn't work. The government would try and suspend you from working.
Yeah, those were the times.
Yeah,
those were the times.
It was a lot.
I feel like we went through some kind of like dimensional time warp situation when like from 2020, I guess, like into 2019, beginning of 2020. And I don't know, it's been kind of crazy since then, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like a portal, like, okay, let's see where we're going now.
Yeah, we're in an alternate reality.
Yeah, and then my husband broke his leg right after my son was born. And then I'm working through COVID, taking care of him and the newborn, and I was like, I don't even know where I'm at.
You had a newborn, and then you had a husband who broke his leg, and so he basically couldn't get up to like do anything, right?
No, I'd put the bassinet by him, put the kid in it, all the diapers, some snacks, some food, and I'd be like, I'll be back in a couple hours.
Wait, he could pick the baby up though, and like, I guess,
So he just didn't leave the couch because his leg was all, so he could hobble to the bathroom, but that's about it.
That's awesome. Holy moly. So he had the bassinet by him so he could change the diaper, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'd just come home and I'd clean up the dirty diapers, put everything away, get back to home life and writing offers.
That is so awesome. You made it work. He made it. He's a trooper.
He had to be. He's the one who broke his leg.
He didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So with real estate, so that's something I mentioned earlier. I did it too.
Yeah.
It was, I'll be honest, I liked it when I had a listing. I didn't like it so much when I had to be on the buyer side.
Nobody does.
Is that how it is? Nobody does?
Nobody does.
So I'm not alone.
No, but I do get a ton of enjoyment getting buyers their home, though. It fulfills me.
It feels good when you do it. Yeah, but the work that you put into it, like trying to get them their home and, fighting with putting in the bids and everything.
Negotiating.
Negotiating. Yeah.
It does feel like fighting sometimes. Depends on your other agent.
Yeah, if you develop a good, well, first off, getting in there, getting a good bid, so it gets accepted. That was the first battle. That was a battle. And then once you got in there, if you, from my experience, if you had like a good repertoire with the other agent, then you both would try your best to make it smooth for your respective clients.
Yeah. I mean, the goal is literally the same. People want to sell, people want to buy. Let's work together to make this one thing happen.
That's right.
That's where there's a lot that gets lost in translation throughout the fight.
Of course.
Because that's how it can turn into is a fight. Why are we fighting?
Well, I feel like there were some people who maybe they didn't disclose everything, Does that still happen?
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah.
I had a seller actually do it to me where they told me I don't know if it was right after closing or right before closing that their AC actually didn't work. And you can't test them in the winter.
Oh, that makes sense.
You'll blow the system.
Yeah.
So I purchased the home warranty for the people that were the buyers. They weren't my clients. I bought it because I was like, oh my God, at least they can get it fixed for a service fee. Because I found out about it after and I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, you were too far in it. You had to do it.
I was like couldn't sleep at night just knowing. Yeah, no.
See, but you've told me before that you go above and beyond for your clients.
A little bit.
Yeah. Like I think you've told me that you like hauled something off in your truck or
which time?
I see. There you go. So like give us an example of what is Ashley done for her client that probably another realtor hasn't done, like when it comes to stuff like that?
Well, like some of my older ones, I'll take all their stuff in the back of my truck they need dumped, and I clean it out, or I'll help clean their house for them. Some other people, they need something fixed, and if they don't know a handyman, I find them one, or my husband is the handyman.
Oh, your husband will go in there and fix it?
Yeah.
Wow, I love it. I love it.
So he gets kind of every realtor's husband knows that they have a job on the side where they work for free.
Yeah. Okay. That's how it works. Okay.
So I get their stuff fixed up for them, or I just get it. I have to get it done for them. But usually it's a lot of hauling stuff off. They don't know what to do with it, and getting something they broke fixed up for them, and they can't afford it. A lot of people can't afford the repairs until the house closes. Right. So if I can fix it or get them somewhere to fix it, that'll take payment later. We do that.
Nice. Yeah. That's great of you. I have a feeling that's why you've been so, because you're always busy from what I can tell, with transactions and whatnot. Even when I see other realtors panicking and mortgage lenders panicking, saying, "Oh, the market's bad." You're never saying that. You're always like, you're working.
Oh, I'm always panicking internally because I'm like, what if I'm not doing good enough? But maybe that's what keeps me going, though. Because I'm like, what if I'm not good enough? Like, I got to make sure, because the next thing won't come if you do a crappy job.
That's true.
Because people talk, and they don't ever say anything when you're doing good.
No.
But they'll put a bad review in a hot second.
That's right. That's the truth right there. So speaking of hauling stuff off in the truck, I know that you told me before that you were a truck driver. Yes. Like a semi truck?
Yeah, heavy haul truck driver.
How long did you do that?
Driving the actual trucks themselves, I want to say probably 7-8 years, but because I became the manager after that.
Oh man. So would you do like local stuff, or did you go like cross country?
Oh no, I didn't want to go cross country.
Okay,
I'm still scared of a truck stop.
I wouldn't want to go to a truck stop. I've heard horror stories.
They're creepy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, as far as this I would go was Moses Lake and back. That's a full, I think it's 5 hours there. 5 hours back.
Where's Moses Lake? Is that in Oregon?
Eastern Washington.
Oh, it's in Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We made a little mishap once, went all the way to Baker City, and that's illegal. But we didn't know. I was new at the time.
Why is that illegal?
Because it's too far.
Oh, because you got to monitor, you got to track your time, right? Okay.
Yeah, you got a time clock ticking away as you're running.
Gotcha. I did have I had a moving job once, and I was a driver, and I had to track my time and make sure we weren't going to take forever. Yeah, so I know all about that.
Yeah.
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 So did you do, was it any kind of particular loads, or it was?
So in the very beginning, my first few years with Pepsi, and then I moved right into heavy haul, which is steel, lumber, any type of building material. whatever your house is made with, I may have hauled it at some point.
Huh. So you went from hauling houses to selling houses.
Pretty much. Like the rebar that built the waterfront in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I brought a lot of that in before it ever went above a house level.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So every time you go over there, you're like, yep.
Pretty much.
I help with this.
It's really weird feeling that you've been a part of that build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then recently you, I think when we were scheduling this and talking about getting this going, you said that you were doing a commercial and you had to drive a truck.
Yeah.
And it had been how long since you had done it?
4.5 years.
And then they were like, hey, we need you to drive a truck in this commercial?
I applied for fitness and they were like, I need a truck driver. And I'm like, what? I didn't even put that on my profile. But sure, I'll do it, you know?
Yeah. So they knew that you had the experience?
Yeah, it came up in conversation when he was interviewing me because they're a logistics company.
Okay.
And they provide apps for drivers to find their loads to not need a dispatcher per se.
Oh.
So he was like, well, you can drive the truck. Can you want to do all the parts? I'm like, sure.
Wow. So it was like you had to do some acting? Is that what you had to do?
Yeah. You have to drive, just kind of look natural. And then you have to do some walking, look at a mountain, play with a dog. That's what they wanted me to do. So I did. I didn't have to talk or anything.
Oh, you didn't?
No. They think they're just going to put like music behind it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think you said you did it somewhere on the gorge?
Yeah, we drove the 84 because they have no filming laws over there.
Yeah. For those of you who are listening or watching this and you haven't seen or been to the gorge here in the PNW.
Yeah, PNW.
It's one of the most beautiful sights to behold, right?
Yeah, and I got a sunny day. It was very nice.
Oh man, I've been on some sunny days where it's like, oh man, this is great.
I love watching the sun come up through the gorge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, while you're driving. Mm-hmm. I know, it's so cool.
It's so peaceful.
Yes. Let's see. So you're basically focusing on real estate and your fitness instruction. Nothing else going on, right?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. I'm just making sure you don't have another job that we don't know about.
This is my second year not having 3 jobs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I used to help business development for Ford out of Portland.
For Ford?
Yeah.
So you were like you would go meet up with, how did that work?
Well, you didn't have to meet up with too many people. You were looking for companies that could use their commercial vehicles, and you'd write them down and get all the information so that their team could reach out to them and convince them to start working with them for fleet.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I finally didn't need to do all those things.
Because real estate was doing so good.
Yeah. Well, my husband was like, how about you just try having a couple jobs? It's getting out of control.
I think I've had 3 jobs before, and yes, that's a nightmare. Dominica's done it before too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we feel your pain when it comes to that. You
know, and they judge realtors really hard for that.
Really?
Yeah, like, you should just do this full time if you're really committed. And I'm like,
well,
I still got a mortgage.
Yeah, it's like, if I can afford it, I would. Right?
I feel like everybody starting out, unless you're handed a ton of clients, you're going to have to do something else.
Yeah, you have to.
Or you're going to go broke.
Exactly. Unless you just have like this huge savings account that you don't have to worry about anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There are some people that they've been blessed that way and they just hammer right in, and I was not one of them. My first sale was not dispatched. Oh my goodness. Was booked while I was driving that semi truck, pregnant with the kid.
Wow. You were pregnant while you were driving?
Yeah, I wound up back in a truck after being the operations manager for a couple companies. And then I had to get back in a truck for a while. I was pregnant. And I drove with him, was making calls to schedule house showings all while I was driving the truck so I could make it all start to come together.
Gotcha. Man, you're like, well, you know, it makes sense. You telling me that you were like in swimming with the goal of being an Olympian at a young age. So you were into the weight training with your dad. It seems like that you got at an early age a foundation to just whatever needs to be done, you were going to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I got to hit this goal. I'm going to get this goal. I'm going to do what I got to do. Nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah.
like people like you inspire me because I need more of that. I'll get frustrated sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I see that in people, and I'm very conscious of it now that I'm older, to be a little forgiving of it, because we're not all made that way. I have a hard time understanding. I'm like, oh, you need that. Why don't you do the things to go get it?
Right.
You know, but I'm learning, like, not everybody's got the same foundation. They come from a different background, and that's okay. You know, my dad laid this solid groundwork for me, getting me started, and my mom taking me to every practice. I don't know how she did it.
Oh, really?
I mean, 6 days a week. So I don't know how she ran me around, had a job, kept food on the table. He went to work. It was always moving. Okay.
So your parents set that model for you then too.
Yeah.
They lived it.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Now, okay, so that reminds me of, you said that, this is cool. You said that your dad was, well, first off, you said that you were adopted, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
when I was like 4.
When you were 4? So do you remember that far back? Like,
I know, it's funny. I was like, I wonder if he's going to ask me that. Yes, because I still remember signing for my last name.
Oh.
You go to a lawyer's office. Well, back then, I don't even know how it's done now. And the lawyer's office had lilies. And I could still remember the smell, because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I didn't understand. I'm 4.
Yeah.
Or 5 when I signed for it. Who knows? But I can still remember, like, it was dark. There was an attorney. There was paperwork. And they're like, you need to sign that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So they made a 4-year-old sign documents.
Yes. Yeah, even if your kid can sign for a bank account now, as long as they can write their name. But so now it makes sense to me now why I was able to sign that then.
Okay.
It didn't make sense till recently. I was like, oh, how did they let me sign?
And so do you have any memory like past, like earlier than that, as far as before that? Like, did you come from another family, or
No,
were
I
you
was
in a
always
home?
with my mom and my grandparents. Yeah, so my mom worked a lot because she was a single mom, getting things going, and my grandparents helped take care of me. And in Vegas, everybody works weird shifts, so they have daycares for the middle of the night there.
That makes sense, actually, because that's the nightlife is when the economy's popping, right?
Yeah, so on occasion, I would get picked up at like 2 a.m. because the next person available to help my mom was able to come get me, and they take me home.
Man, wow. So did that make you a night owl? Are you a night owl naturally now?
No, I want to be in bed like at 10 at the latest.
Yeah.
And I'll still work in bed, but I want to be in my room. I want to be in my cozy pants by like 8.
Hey, I'm with you. I try to go to bed by 9. I totally understand.
Yeah.
So anyway, you were adopted, but the thing I was going to get to is you said that you come from, or your dad comes from the bloodline of Emperor Constantine. You told me that. Or
yeah.
I don't know how we got on that subject, but
he was always really proud of it.
But I don't know how we got on the subject, though. I think I was just talking about, I don't know, probably Catholicism or something.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's amazing. So your dad was proud of it?
Oh, yeah. He's like, if I was in old country, I would be royalty. I wouldn't have to do any of this right now. Just imagine, an old Italian dude just like, this is ridiculous.
Has he been over there?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
He's slacking. You need to get him over there.
I know. I think it was just so much hard work and getting our lives going for us that it was kind of just travel really slipped by my parents.
Yeah.
I can say that.
No, I thinking about what your regimen was. Yeah.
My fault.
Travel. What's that?
Yeah, we can travel to the swim meet. Cool.
Well, maybe if the Olympics were in Italy, then you'd go, right?
Yeah, absolutely. My mom would be there in a hot second too.
So, what do you think? Would you ever go to Italy?
Oh, I 100% want to go.
Dude, I've been. I love it. Oh my God.
You've been?
Yeah. Oh. Yes. Oh, let me tell you, Italian food. Oh my God. We got some good Italian food here.
No, we don't.
There's few and far between. There are places where you get some good Italian food, but yeah, when you get that stuff in Italy, you understand there's a huge difference in like just the quality of ingredients and everything.
Yeah.
Man.
Fresh.
That's
There's nothing like homemade pasta.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad's mom did it out of the machine, the old school way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so good.
So you got to grow up. You grew up on Nona. And how they say it, Nona.
Yep.
You grew up on Nona's pasta.
Absolutely. Now my son has Nona's pasta.
Do you know how to do it?
No.
You said that quick.
I'm still bugging my mom to give me the sauce recipe, like write it down. And it's all splash of this and splash of that, but I need to know what I'm splashing.
Yeah.
And then I can take a recipe anywhere.
So she doesn't have the measurements, really?
No, we don't measure.
Oh.
I still don't measure.
Oh.
I don't even measure for mac and cheese.
I mean, if I'm being, I follow measurements for some stuff, actually. Yeah. So you grew up eating good Italian food, and you know how to, for the most part, you said no, you don't, but it sounds like...
I can cook everything else.
But you can do everything else.
The sauce is like a thing, though, with Italian people.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, you got to have a good sauce.
You got to learn how to make it, right?
Okay, so let me ask you this. From my experience, you do like, you get the whole tomatoes, right? And you... I've only done this a few times because it's so much work. But you got to... I think you like boil them for a little bit to peel the skin off of them or something. And is that wrong?
I can either deny or confirm, because if I'm wrong and my mom sees this...
Oh, yeah, you're on video. All right. So, all right.
She'd be like, you don't know nothing.
Anyway, you get it. You get the point where you get the skin off the tomatoes, right? And then you got to put like some butter.
Yeah.
And you get your rosemary and your salt, pepper. You throw some garlic in there. You kind of like mash it up, right?
Yeah.
And you just get your sauce going. But like I said, I haven't done homemade in a while, so I could be rusty on that.
And there's always wine in it.
Wine. How dare I?
I know. I was like, you're not gonna.
I didn't put any vino in. No vino.
No
hey.
vino. I know.
So okay. I see. I went on a tangent. I was going to talk about Constantine.
Oh.
So I think that's really cool to be able to just say that I come from the family of Constantine. So let me ask you this: does your dad, is he in touch with anybody from, what does he say, the homeland?
The homeland? No, surprisingly.
Huh?
Yeah, because I believe it was his grandparents that came over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, not in touch with anybody. I've done some of the ancestry stuff.
You have?
It's kind of hard for me to sift through, I'll be honest.
I don't want to be bothered with all that.
I'm like, do it for me. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But no, he's not in touch with them. And the rest of the family, his family's still back east.
Mm-hmm.
So, right where they kind of all came
they
over,
they
stayed over there in that area.
Were they in, being cliche, were they in New York or something?
No, they came into New York, but they wound up staying a lot in Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh.
Okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you're a Pittsburg Steelers fan.
You don't get a choice. You either are or you're disowned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering, like, why is she a Steelers fan? What is that?
Well, because we all are.
Now I get it. So, all right, who's your favorite, or what's your favorite era? Is it, I mean, I know you didn't get to see the era of Terry Bradshaw, but you probably heard about it, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So you got Bradshaw, then you got Roethlisberger, right? Mm-hmm. The look on your face said it all. Didn't he get one, though? He got a Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. Maybe two.
He might have got two. I'm rusty. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got one for you.
I like watching Coach Cowher. That was my jam.
Bill, it's okay. So you brought it to. Remember Cordell Stewart? Remember him? He was that quarterback that was from Colorado, University of Colorado. He was one of the first, or one of the early. I can do, like, I can run, I can throw. I'll go line up in the slot and catch a pass. I'll catch a punt. Like, he was like an all-around athlete, Cordell Stewart.
Wow.
You should watch some highlight film on him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Coach Cowher loved him. That was his boy. I don't know what happened. He just, I think he did too much, maybe. I don't think he was like a pure quarterback.
Yeah, he couldn't hone himself in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Big Ben comes in and he can just stand in the pocket and just take hits.
Well, he's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah. So there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to like catch games there? Like
I haven't gone to one there, but anytime they come here, everybody knows, doesn't matter what's happening, I'm going.
You're going.
I'm going. As soon as the draft comes out and I know they're coming, I'm looking for tickets.
Nice. And so hopefully they come over here and beat up on the Seahawks, right?
Again? All the Seahawks fan are like turning us off.
Hey, they're used to it. They had their time. We're not going to go there with their whole like where they messed up at the last Super Bowl.
At this point,
ran.
half the Steelers are going to be Seahawks.
Why do you say that? I'm not paying attention.
We just got Metcalf.
Really?
Yeah.
They got rid of DK Metcalf?
Yeah.
Isn't he like their stud?
Who did we the quarterback? Oh my God, I feel bad.
Wasn't it Geno Smith?
No. The other one. Russell
Wilson? Oh, yeah, he's been gone, yeah.
Yeah, we had him. I'm like, we're just going to all come. They're all going to come to Pittsburgh.
Somebody will probably fight me over this. I don't think Russell Wilson's that good. I just think he had a really good...
No.
He was surrounded by some beasts.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl team they had was one of the best defenses ever.
Yeah.
So...
well, that's what makes a team anyways, the defense.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Steelers, they had the steel curtain.
The steel
back in
curtain.
The day.
Yep. My jersey's Palomalu.
Palomalu.
Yeah.
He was the free safety.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He just come plow you.
I know. He was super physical.
Yeah.
It's always fun to have those. This isn't typical to talk football with the
like,
woman.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to be sexist, but you typically can't talk football with the woman. Right?
No. All my girlfriends are like, Ashley, just don't.
See, there you go. See. But Troy Polamalu, he was one to me. The torch got passed on to him from Rod Woodson. Do you remember him?
Yep.
So, all right, there you go. Rod Woodson he played similarly. They were just those physical, athletic dudes. But I think Polamalu was he was times 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's sad. No, not sad. It's just like, man, you can't, when you get to the line, there's no Bettis anymore.
Bus.
When you're going to put the bus through and you're like, yeah, we're going to get that one.
Yes, the bus. Oh my God. The bus he was one of those running backs where it's like, how is this guy running back? Because he's so huge. Yeah. Yeah. But he had the balance. He had the speed. He had the grace. And he was awesome. I remember when he was with freaking, I think when they were the St. Louis Rams, he was with them first.
Yeah.
And then the Steelers picked him up. And they start calling him the bus. All right. Okay. We're going down sports.
Man, we go hard left.
I told you. We're going tangents. All right. So we were talking about Italy, Constantine. So let me guess. Everybody, you guys are Catholic?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm actually, how do I say it? I'm announcing this on camera, I guess.
All right, here we go.
So I don't have a denomination per se, but I recently, and I say recently, maybe it's been like a year or two now, where I have a relationship with Christ, and I'm weighing, I don't think that's the right word, but I'm looking at, I would say mostly I'm looking at Orthodox as opposed to Catholicism.
Okay.
Do you know the differences in it as far as I think it's something about the way they understand the Trinity. Do you know?
I haven't been to Orthodox.
Okay. So we're not even gonna go down that road because I don't want to butcher it either.
Yeah.
But to me, the reason I'm looking at both of those is they're the two oldest, closest to the original teachings of the disciples, right? Yeah. So that's
what we believe, but
well, according to what is it, the Ecumenical Council or something like that. Yeah. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
which Constantine started, where he'd have all the different I don't want to say branches, but the different schools of thought when it comes to Christianity or on Christ. They would all meet up for this annual, maybe it's an annual meeting. I don't know. Somebody will correct me. But they would all figure out what was canonical and what wasn't. And Constantine started that. And then, so.
You're better at the history than I am.
Only because like I said, recently I got into it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's the only reason why. But
I was like, wow, I didn't brush up on my history.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, Constantine, I guess he's responsible for making Christianity is widespread as it got back then because Christians were like condemned and prosecuted and persecuted rather back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
Constantine, you got your bloodline over here. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to do like, I don't know if I really want to, but if I wanted to do your class, your instruction, your pump class. So it's an hour.
It's an hour.
And it's just constant, just you're going.
Yeah, there's breaks between each body part. You get about 45 seconds to reset your bar, get a drink of water, and then we get right back into it. It's such a great group of people, though. The community is amazing. People show up like 30, 45 minutes early just to kind of gather, and they're walking on the treadmills before class to chat. It wasn't like it used to be when I took it. I did take it. You kind of went, nobody really talked. And like, you didn't really, like, even if you stood next, everybody has a spot on the floor. Don't mess with these people's spots. Ask first where you can go. Oh. But the people, once they get to know you, they're just so friendly and they want to help you and they want to see what you're about and talk to you. And and not everybody in there believes the same thing about anything. They're all so different. And they just support each other. And it's such a cool thing to see everybody now get there early to communicate and to talk and to just be around one another for that hour of, well, it's an hour and a half now because they're doing other stuff of just health, making yourself a better person. And so they have like a camaraderie with each other. Yeah. That's cool. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm definitely proud of it. Nice. So you witnessed that just kind of, it happened on its own? Or did you have anything to do with it, like them meeting up kind of beforehand and like having their conversations? I'm not really good at taking credit. I'll be honest about that part. They'll tell you I was a big part of it if you ask them, because they constantly remind me, like, thank you for being here. Thank you for making this fun. Thank you for always supporting me in my fitness goals and getting me where I'm at. So if you were to ask them, they would tell you I grew them together because not all of them were sure about each other for a while. Yeah. And I was like, he's fine. Just go talk to him. Nice. See if he'll let you share his weight. Because sometimes we run out of stuff. Of course. You know, Saturday yields about 52 people. So they have to share to get along and to teach people to get along. We need a little bit of that everywhere, right? But for this 1 hour, they all get along. And whenever somebody needs something that they don't need to use or they can see they need it, they offer it. That's so great. Cool. It's awesome. I know. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So this is a good leeway into... So it sounds like you made everybody connect. And so the question that I am asking everybody is, how would you define connect or connection? What's your definition of it? I know it kind of puts you on the spot. No, because I was thinking about it because I watched your first episode and I was like, thank you. And I still don't have an answer. You don't? Really? It's okay to not have an answer I don't want to pressure you. I think everybody's version of connection is just their own opinion of it, what they connect in a way that's valuable to them. And that's the only way sometimes some people are willing to connect. So for me, like, I connect really well in the fitness world and the business world. And some people like really need that girlfriend or that guy friend. That's where their connection matters the most to them. So they're going to focus on those connections. So I think everybody's a little bit different, and I just I like imagine myself, I watch people from the outside. Okay, so you're like an observer. Okay. Yeah. So you tend to like stay to yourself, it sounds like. Yeah. Like you have a shell. Yeah. I don't always let everybody in because I'm like, Okay, all right. So for you, connection is like a huge deal because if you let your walls down, that really means something for that person because you're kind of like you're being vulnerable, so to speak. Yeah. Okay. So then my husband can attest to that. He's like, you don't like anybody. I'm like, well, like this person and that person. So then, all right. So I think we can say that the way that you see connection is trust or vulnerability, kind of. Yeah. Like you got to trust that person because you're going to be vulnerable to be able to connect to them. And so, but you have to trust them to do that. And that takes, I don't know, it takes time. Does it take some kind of action?
No.
No, it just takes time. Or I've observed you, and if I observe people a lot of times before they know and before they start talking to me and they're thinking everything's great and dandy, and I'm like, I'm still feeling you out. I'm trying to see how you are here, like, because I'm a big person. I don't like to connect with people that don't have a genuine honesty to them, because I don't have time for that.
I'm with you.
I don't know. I just don't.
I'm totally with you. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm you know me, I'm friendly with everybody, but if somebody gives me a reason to be like, I don't know about that person, then it's kind of like they messed up.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So we got your definition. How would you say humanity is doing as far as like connecting with each other right now? Do you think we're getting better at it as a species or as the entities that control the planet, or are we do you feel like you think we're breaking away?
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way too.
And it's because everything's on a computer or your phone. Sorry.
No, but your phone's a computer. It's a computer that's in your pocket.
Yeah. And it's listening to everything we're doing now, and anything that we brought up that I might need later will be there.
Yeah.
But I just think everybody's a keyboard warrior. I can't get anybody under 30 to answer their phone the first time.
They screen their calls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, can I text about it? No, I don't have all day. I need the answer in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. It's like people almost don't know how to have a conversation. Like I teach my almost 5-year-old son, like eye contact, head up, be proud. Because that has gone away. Nobody looks you in the eye anymore when they're talking to you.
I've noticed that with certain, age groups, like you said.
They don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
They've never done it.
It makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm looking at you. I'm like telling you a story. I want you to look at me.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And I think that's valuable because, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but what if everything went down for one day? Can you go talk to your neighbor and get some help?
You should already know your neighbor.
You should know your neighbor.
Right?
Yes.
But there are people who don't know their neighbors.
Whether you like them or not, you should know them.
Yes, you should know them. Yeah. Conspiracy theorists. Why do you got to say conspiracy theorists? What if something did happen?
God, because every time you say that, people are like, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." No, I'm just thinking about it.
That phrase is so annoying to me.
It is.
Because it's like, all right, what's a conspiracy? A conspiracy is something where people gather together and they devised a plan or a scheme or something, and they're doing it in the shadows and behind the scenes. That's what a conspiracy is.
Yeah.
You're conspiring with each other to do something, right?
Yeah.
So why is a conspiracy theory like so negatively looked at,
When you break it down like that, I don't know at all. Why?
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's just a tactic for people I feel like it's a tactic for people who don't want to actually have a valid, like a legit argument with you, like not yelling match, but an actual, hey, based on logic and data. They don't want to do that with you. They just want to try to smear you to keep you from having a valid opinion, because they know that other people are going to look at you in a different way if they say conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
That's my perspective.
I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories are great. And they're fun. Okay, so what people think of as conspiracy theories, they're fun.
Yeah.
Right? To me. Do you have a good one?
No.
You don't?
No. I don't have a fun one. No.
Let's see. What about...
Everything's so serious these days.
Well, here's the big one. There's this one, I think it's called Project Bluebeam. Correct me if I'm wrong. Supposedly, we're talking about how the world, we're disconnected. We're like going our separate ways. We're all like, because we're all on computers and whatnot. So I guess the globalists, will say, are supposed to be doing staging a alien invasion, but it's like, it'll be holographic. And so now we kind of have the technology with the drones. They'll be able to use the cameras with the drones and the lights and everything and stage like an alien invasion.
I believe that.
Yeah. And then everybody, like, they'll be able to get everybody on the same page of like, oh my God, there's other beings here to take over us. We got to set aside our differences and listen to whatever the government tells us. And, and that's supposedly will be the thing that'll get the government in like complete control. I think Project Bluebeam is
I'm
what
gonna
it's
have to
called.
look that up.
Yeah,
I could believe they could do that with the technology.
Oh, have you seen some of the stuff they can do with the drones? It's super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like with the light shows and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember where I was when me and my husband saw it the first time. We were like,
wow, it's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you this: since since you're from Vegas, this isn't your home. This isn't your
No,
hometown.
this is not. No. Yeah.
What's your perspective on Sasquatch? What's your thing with that?
Best thing I can say is I'm coming around.
Oh, you're coming around. So you're saying you think he might be out there?
It's questionable. I have a couple people that really they're hardcore into it. You know, there's
Oh yeah, I know some of those.
you
people.
know the ones. And
Oh yeah.
I got my first FLIR video from a drone. It's interesting. Yeah, I just got that like last month.
So you saw something?
Yeah,
Really?
It's really. I'll have to send it to you.
Yes.
Yeah. It was really cool. He sent it and he's like, "You can share that now." And I'm like, "Maybe now." I'm like, okay.
Whoa! And so it affected you in such a way that you're like,
Yeah.
holy moly.
Yeah, and it's not the first one I've seen, but it's the first one I've had sent to my phone.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh my God. And it's got I think it's like a minute and a half.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, I thought they weren't supposed to mess with him, like with the drone. Wasn't there all those signs that say don't, pick on Sasquatch or something?
Right.
So yeah, I'm coming around.
Huh. Well, I'm excited to see this video now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like, yeah, the forests are huge. I don't know. I just feel like we would have found them already, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that being said, we don't know everything about the ocean.
Mm-mm.
So, and for that matter, the huge rainforests,
Yeah.
we haven't explored all the rainforests, right?
No, not to my knowledge.
Yeah. So who knows what's out there?
But I don't know. I turned my TV off like 2 years ago. Turned the news off.
Yeah. I need to turn the news off. But, so yeah, I think the Sasquatch thing is, I just love that about this part of the country.
Wait, are you a believer?
No, I'm not really, but I think it's fun, that so many people, it's almost like a cultural phenomenon here. Like it doesn't matter if you believe or not. Everybody just kind of accepts that I'm looking at this logo over here of, Dev's Coffee Bar, and they got the Sasquatch with the cup of coffee. There's one behind me too.
Yeah.
And so I'm just really amazed by how this whole part of all the way down to California even, because tangent. So Dominic and I, we did that drive where you do like the 101 or whatever, or Highway Interstate 1.
Yeah.
And we drove the coast, and we started in Seattle, and we went all the way down to maybe Santa Rosa or something like that.
Okay.
But we stayed in we camped out in the redwood forest.
Isn't it cool?
Oh my God, it was so amazing.
So I used to do that path from Vegas up here for summer vacations. It's pretty sweet.
Used to do just vacation. Would you stop and camp in different areas?
Yeah, my grandparents took me for 2 months every summer to go camping.
That's so cool. That's what we did. We were just we were winging it. We were like, we'll just camp. We were tent camping. We'll just camp wherever we can find.
Yeah.
When we get tired of driving, and it was so fun.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so all the way down there, even they're all about Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we found this bar. But dude, we were like in the middle, like out in the redwoods, but like in the middle of nowhere. But that's like small town, and we found this bar, and we went in there, and we're hanging out with some of the locals. And yeah, they had like a huge Sasquatch dude in there, like a statue. And I ended up getting like 2 or 3 cases of beer from this guy because he was a beer vendor. That was awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but the Sasquatch thing's cool. So
yeah, if people from here, they're all about it. So I don't argue with them. I don't. No, I'll argue about the president before I argue about Sasquatch.
Yeah. Don't touch Sasquatch.
No, yeah.
So Vegas, do you ever go back to Vegas and hang out, or do you have family there still? Or
we go visit about once. I try to go at least once a year. I like to go twice. Usually I want to leave about this time of year to get out of this rain for a weekend. It just makes me feel better.
I'm with you.
But I have they're friends, but they're like family. Like they helped me get through the hardest time of high school, and when I really took a dive for the worst as a teenager, and I lived out of my car and all that, and they helped with the assisting of, okay, like we're going to help you out, but you can't screw up. And I was like, okay. So they, gave me some, I don't know what you call it, some leeway, not leeway, but some groundwork.
But they helped you.
Yeah, they helped.
They helped you.
Yeah. Because they had done all the dumb stuff I was doing and they were successful people. So like, you can come out of this and fix yourself.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't it like you're going through whatever you're going through? You think you're the only one who's suffering from it, right?
Yeah.
And somebody who you think could never understand says, "Oh, I know exactly what you're going through."
I would have never guessed.
Right?
She was always done up. She was a realtor. Very pretty, cool family, tons of fun, and her kids were wild. They were just 2 years older than me. I was 17. Yeah. She was like, "Oh my God, I do help another one." And I still go see them once a year. And I hang out at their house.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a good story. I'm glad that you have that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's why I can never really let them go, per se. I mean, I went to work with a pager in my car.
A pager. I remember those.
Woo!
Oh man. Back in my day when you had the kids nowadays don't know what a pager is.
No.
Holy moly. You were a drug dealer back in the day when you had a pager.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I had the green one that was see-through.
I remember those green ones. They had all the colors. I don't think my mom wanted me to have one. Yeah, I wanted one, but... And how did they even work? Somebody called it and then just told you to call them?
Yeah, or they did that stupid thing where they type in a word when you flipped it over and said, like, hello.
Yeah. I would type boobs.
Yeah. You get that. And then they'd call it back and put their phone number on it.
Yeah. The freaking pager. That was the last step before cell phone, right?
It was.
Yeah.
You still had to go use a payphone.
Payphone. When's the last time you see one of those?
Oh, man. When we go camping on occasion, you'll see one.
See them. Yeah.
I go pick it up to see if it's still in operation. Because I'm that old. I'm like,
trying to make a call. Yeah.
Is there a dial tone?
Yeah. I always make a joke about that. So that symbol on your phone that has, so you can call somebody, has the shape of the phone. Kids probably don't know what that is by shape, if you think about it, because phones in their eyes are these, right? Like young kids, probably if a kid is maybe, I'd say 15, 16 now. Yeah. They probably grew up just knowing the phone is this.
Yeah, they do this.
Yeah.
And we still do this.
We used to do this. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vegas, I was going back to Vegas for
so yes, I go visit.
So I'm from Texas and it gets hot there. It gets really hot. A lot of people tell you, "Oh, I can't take that heat there." But one time, I've been to Vegas a lot for some reason. Anyway, one time I was there, it was me and Dominica, and we had a layover there. Oh, no, the flight got delayed and we had to stay the night, and it was like August.
Oh.
And I had never been during the summer. And I remember we got up the next day. We're like, "Hey, let's go walk around." And we walked outside and it was like, whoosh. I felt like somebody had a magnifying glass and they were aiming it at us in the sun.
Yep.
I feel like somebody was doing that to us.
Yeah.
And I remember walking probably 20 feet. We had to go to a stoplight and wait. And we waited there for like probably 3 or 4 minutes. And it felt so miserable. And I was like, we're dipping off into the next casino that just comes into view. And holy crap, we were like drenched in sweat. It was crazy. And then we checked the weather. I think it was with the heat index and everything. It was like 114 degrees. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know. And it's actually hotter than that.
It gets hotter than that?
So whatever they put on the news or whatever's on there, if you actually have a thermometer outside your house in Las Vegas and you're reading all of that, it's usually 7 degrees hotter in real life, in real time, every time.
Crazy.
Yeah, they would never tell the public how hot it is there. Nobody would go.
That's true. Because when you think about it, it's a desert.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
With concrete now.
With concrete. You add it to it. Oh, we're going to trap this heat down here. Whose great idea was that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of mobsters, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that who built Vegas was like the mob or something?
It was. Yeah. And now I think 3 guys own the town.
3 guys?
Yeah. Well, when I left, I guess I should clarify. When I left 18 years ago, 3 guys had gotten the town. Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot can happen in 18 years, but also I wouldn't be surprised if they still ran the town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. So they had all the money, huh?
Yeah.
So do you gamble?
No.
Not at all? Have you tried it?
Yeah, I mean, I will. Mm-hmm. I will. I won't gamble near my husband. He's bad luck. No, seriously, he can't even be in the building. I'll go to the next casino over when we go.
Yeah.
And then I'll hit it.
Really?
But if I'm losing, I would literally turn around and I can see him from a distance. And I'm like, get out of here.
Wow. That is amazing. What's your game of choice?
Well, I don't really have a game. I like the one. I look for a fun bonus. Yeah, I'm looking for the thing with all the noise.
Okay. I like gambling's fun, but I won't do it because I'm like, oh yeah, it's too fun. It's like you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Because I'll do craps and I'll do blackjack.
I haven't learned how to play that yet.
It's just get an app and kind of play around with it and learn it, and then you can go down there and do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they'll know. Like, when I first learned it, they could tell I was a newbie, but they were trying to help a little bit. But you'll start getting the hang of it once you just try it and get in there.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have the best odds in craps, or you have more chances to win in craps and in blackjack.
Yeah.
With the machines, I haven't really done that.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. I don't like. So my mom was a 21 dealer in Vegas, and she taught me how to play. And then when I learned it matters who you sit behind. Mm-hmm. If I'm not the first one at that table next to the dealer, I'm not playing.
Oh.
Because my husband is a culprit. He'll hit on everything.
Really?
And it's like, no, what are you doing? Like, no, I don't count cards, but you're messing up the deck.
Right.
You're messing up what could be.
Right. Yeah. You got to pay attention to what's happening.
Yeah.
And you're not counting them, but you're paying attention to where everything's going.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll play next to the dealer, and that's about it.
Okay.
If I play on the 21 table.
I'd like to learn how to play poker. Like, I don't really know how to play. I kind of know the rules, but I saw this recently, an 18-year-old, I think he was an Argentinian kid. Mm-hmm. He flew up to Europe for this huge tournament where all the best players in the world were. A lot of money at stake. And
For Hold'em?
I don't know if it was Hold'em or if it was just standard poker, or I don't know. But he won the whole tournament. And that was his first time entering a tournament. And he only learned how to play online, like playing on online poker. And the last person he beat was like one of the best in the world, and they had a battle. It was pretty cool. Like, I watched some of it, and I want to say he won maybe $3 million. It could be more than that. He won millions of dollars.
Yeah,
he went from broke college student. He's a millionaire now.
Yeah, now all he's got to do is invest it and hang out.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
That's for me. I'm like, if I get money, I'm gonna invest it.
That's what I would do too.
Kick back.
But he's 18, and now he's like, oh my God, I can play poker, and I just won millions of dollars. Guess what he's gonna do?
He's gonna keep playing poker.
He's gonna keep playing poker,
Yep.
and I can't blame him. I would too, if I was 18.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're good at it.
Yeah, he knows he's good at it now.
Yeah,
which is, it's cool that you can be good at it. That's what I like about it. Mm-hmm. That you can be good at it. So. I think we've gone on for probably more than an hour. What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you up too much.
Oh yeah, no, you're good.
Thank you for coming on board, and I had a great time talking.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
So if someone wanted to, you know what? I want to cover one thing before we go.
I'm ready.
I see some of your posts, and you had this 10 commandments of. Is it 10 commandments of buying a home?
Yes.
All right. What would you say is probably the most important one out of them, or the most important couple, would you say?
Don't buy a car.
So people do that?
Yes. You'll be just getting started in transaction. They roll up in a new car and you're like, what are you doing? No, you have to cancel at that point because it's not going to clear.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't buy a car.
Don't buy cars. The first one that came to mind for you, because people do it. They will buy a car.
My other one is your bank account can't look like you're a drug dealer.
Okay.
There are no large deposits in or out whatsoever 2 months before until closing day.
Gotcha.
And if you need to move money in there, you need to consult with your real estate agent first.
Man, see, I never heard about that one, but it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, totally that's probably not the best way to tell people, but that's how I tell them. I'm like, I can't have you look like Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
You just can't.
No big chunks of money coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So those Yeah, don't move money without talking to your people, and don't buy anything.
Yeah, I've heard of people buying like a refrigerator or like, but a car? That's crazy.
It has been done. Not to me yet, but I think most long-term agents have had it happen once.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys and girls, if you're going to buy a house, you got all your ducks in a row. You're sitting on you got your down payment, right? Your credit's good. You got approved. Don't go buy a car.
Don't go buy a car.
Don't go buy a car.
Please.
Get the house done first.
Yeah, let's get the biggest purchase, one of the biggest purchases of your life, complete.
All right. So on that note, we'll leave it at that. Don't buy a car when you're buying a house. So, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How does someone find you? What's the best way to, I guess, get a hold of you if they want to get you as a realtor and have you represent them?
So for me, it would be just Google Ashley Flapper Real Estate. And I say that because the brothers both married an Ashley. There are 2 Ashley Flappers. Oh,
wait a minute. Your husband has a brother.
Yes.
And he married an Ashley.
Yes.
Holy
And they both
moly.
had us take the last name. Because I asked, because I was number 2. I'm like, I don't have to.
Yeah.
So, but she's not a realtor.
Okay.
She's in commercial processing, and I am the realtor. But she does send my calls over.
Wow. That's crazy. All right, so Google Ashley Flapper Real Estate.
Yes.
And you're going to get Ashley Flapper, the realtor.
The real one.
If you get the, what does she do? Your sister-in-law?
Oh, she's a commercial processor.
If you get the commercial processor, that is not the right one. It's not the right one, right?
She's been Facebooked before. She's like, wrong one. I can't help you.
Dude, that's crazy. That's a crazy situation.
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge.
Oh, man.
But we make it through.
But you make it through.
Just she hasn't paid any of my bills yet, unfortunately.
Oh, you're slacking, Ashley Flapper. You're slacking. All right. With that, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you again for being on board.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was fun.